Alright, good morning, good day. Welcome back to the African Crypto Warlord show with your host, African Crypto Warlord. Today we're going to be looking at Ethereum, ETH, Ether, I need to remember that, from the 21 day down to the 1 minute. Okay, from here we're going to pull some of the price distributions on the 7 day. So if you check the previous Ethereum analysis, which I'll link at the end of the video, you'll see that we've pretty much hit the top side of the cones from that price prediction, technical analysis, quantitative analysis. So let's jump right into it. There's a few things that we have to keep an eye on for Ethereum, and they're going to be a lot clearer when we look at that funny cone that comes out on the 7 day. Okay, so first observation, as we previously stated, the signal's a little bit low, is over here. This is a reverse wave 10D. Alright, any closes below reverse wave 10D, we look for mean reversion. Now, if that does happen on the 21 day, we have a target right here on Poloniex, which calls for an untouched monthly mean. Alright, weekly mean, sorry. That comes into play when we start closing below 2,288. Alright, bear div is in, well not bear div, bear play is in, looking for continuation. It gets a continuation when it starts closing below 2282. Their volatility is still expanding to the upside, so let's go start looking for things that stop this bullish action. As you can see, there's a big wick pretty much for Ethereum, which is pretty big in the last couple of weeks. It's bigger than most of the candles here. We're going to look for anything that's going to push this into a dump mode or into a negative drift mode. So this is the 14 day. 14 days technically saying any sell orders for the next 8 days and 12 hours are going to be bought up until stated otherwise. Now, the reason why we have a doji is because you have positive drift in this section here, small candles up, and mean reversion coming through on our RO, and a mean reversion play happening on ALR. We'll know it's a good trade once this leaves and stops flashing red. Then it will more than likely be at said orange line on the 21 day. Okay, here's a 7 day price distribution. Let's just do the direction of volatility first. Mean reversion here, so there's a few things we can look for. So that's down, that's up, this is losing trend, and it's 50-50. A lot of work needs to be put in on Ethereum to generate a clean signal out of here, so that's why I'm doing the analysis. Alright, this is the 5 day. So 5 days technically saying it's entering dump mode. Okay, the flash is starting to die off, so you are looking for a further pullback down. Let's see if we have a spaghetti line anywhere close, not so close. Reverse wave 10D, if it closes below the orange line, we are expecting 2,300. Where else, if it fails 2,300, there could be an opportunity for a little bit of buying action here at 2.1. We don't need the PB code on there. So the 5 day, those are the 5 day targets if it does get continuation, which would actually match up with the orange line on the 21 day. Quantified. Okay, DLPs looking somewhat skirmish, looking for a mean reversion on the 3 day. We have sideways volatility again. Not so good. So as Bitcoin's going to print a new trend on Monday, we expect the same for Ethereum. We do have some more untouched targets here at 1985 and 1735. Alright, any failures from these regions in the long term, we do expect touches at these regions. As you can see here, didn't touch it. Same example as Bitcoin last night. Comes up, can fail all the way down, comes up and wants to touch it. So there's one here and there's one here. Doesn't matter how you feel, this is just the math. Alright, now onto the 24 hour on MEX. Alright, MEX is technically got a positive drift, but it is looking for a new trend. Okay, and given it just needs to pretty much get to about 2,450, that will trigger the dump mode over here. Yes, just like Bitcoin, there is a little hidden driver of bull dev, but the fact that this thing is a negative drift will keep it sideways. So let's go see if there's anything backing that 21, the daily time frame below it, to see if it's going to be a little bit more of a dump or a little bit more of a pump. So it's again 50-50. We've pretty much just printed the 12-hour here. We do have significant areas for this thing to cross at. So if it wants to stay bullish, initially you're looking for it to start getting bullish above 24.62. If it can do that, it will allow this intraday to play through for the weekend. Alright, now we're on to the 6 hour. 6 hour is again, it's just sideways volatility. Ethereum's just floating around. As we start to zoom in, you'll see where it's failing from. And yeah, it's just pretty much a hard read. Nothing wrong with that. Here we have the 3 hour, stuck in a little bit of negative drift. Volatility contracting was positively correlated. So now we can be a little bit more surgical. Given that my Pearson correlations have been positive for a long time, as you can see, they don't really hang around here. They just keep on. We can guess the next best phase for volatility is PCs to go down and expansion phase to increase. Now that triggers the dump mode. Okay. Here we have the 90 minute. 90 minute is sort of 50-50. More so if it can lift it into a doji candle, it will have a positive drift, which is a bunch of small candles up. 45 minute, what's our 45 minute saying? Has turned around into negative drift. Okay, so 45 minutes is what I sort of use for intraday trading, and we're going to print a new one in 30 seconds from now. So let's get back to that, see where it prints. So this is into dump mode on the 15 minute, catching a trend. Now this trend will start on MEX if any closes below 2,470. Alright, this is the 5 minute, 5 minutes saying same thing, negative drift. Okay, technically should be sold into. Let's make sure we get into this. 1 minute has a positive drift. Alright, so we're messing around. We know that this is the 45 minute mark. Let's see where it prints. Yes, and give us a new signal. So the 45 minute is technically in a dump mode. We're going to know that it's going to come up into this white line, and then we're going to come back into this yellow mean. And if it fails this yellow mean at $24,070, we know that the 45 minute intraday trade is on. Okay, and that will carry on pushing through on the 15. Now we're going to go back into the 7 day. I think it's this one. Could be about that one. Alright, we will start on the left side. So this cone on the left hand side is a cone that has no skew in it, unless it's dictated from its source where the skew is. So yes, Ethereum has pumped, but the skew is saying that it is actually a negative skew, and that pretty much happened here on the 10th to the 3rd and the 10th of September, those two candles. Given it started to get pushy. What are the rules of the cone? If it touches this blue line, alright, if it touches this blue line, it wants to go touch that blue line, and that's exactly what it's done. Now, any failures below, wow, you can hear the bulls shouting. Any failures below, click this said white line over here, which is maybe a few dollars higher. Any closes below 24.74, we are looking for continuation to the downside. It is healthy if that does happen, don't worry. You're looking to have a hidden bull drive over here if it's super bullish in the 2300 area. Alright, if it closes below said white line, we're pushing for that. Now we're going to go have a look at the right cone. This is a cone that is got skew from all these other candles built into it, and it's also got a negative drift, alright, a negative skew. Given it has come down and tried to touch this 24.14 region, sure, but Ethereum needs to be super bullish on the lower term time frames if that is to happen. Okay, let's go back to the 1 minute. Looks pretty bullish. Alright, 2474 seems about right, guys. Let's go look at that 45 minute. That's in expansion mode. Now 45 minutes now in pump mode. So just for the weekend or for today, if we can hold above 24.70, we look for a push to 24.81. Let's just do a front run up. That's 90-minute, also starting to look bullish. Mean reversion playing through, sort of losing its trend. We want the trend to sort of be there, considering we're getting some big candles. A little bit sus. Alright, trend is being killed. 9, that's a 3 hour, and it's in pump mode. If it holds above this daily mean on the 1 minute here, you can expect pumps. If it closes below this, you know that it's going to start triggering dumps on the 45 minute. This is the 6 hour. 6 hour, given we've had those big candles come through, nothing amazing. Hasn't turned around the data set as of yet. 12 hour, still sloppy chips. Let's see what's preventing this thing. Okay, the 24 hour is now pushing itself into small candles up, which is going to back that 1 minute. Here we have, again, nice big pump came through on those low term time frames, and it hasn't changed its data set. So given that we've seen that happen, we can suggest that Ethereum is going to have a rather large range. Okay, the next 5 day does print in 11 hours and 11 minutes. With that, we got to see if volatility contracts whilst PCs are negatively correlated. Thus will add to the bull power. That's the 7 day. Let's go check its directional volatility. Big candles, nothing amazing. Over here we have positive drift on the 14 days, still the same rule. Our PC just moved an inchy bit. Okay, if you found this information helpful, please do like and subscribe, as that is where your new trend is starting from the 45 minute and higher time frames. I'll just leave it off with the cone. As you can see, the cone, the cone is playing as a mean currently. If you were below it when we started, we got up, we didn't hold above it, not good. Alright, we've hit those blues. We know that there's like a 19 target which demarcates this pink region here, so if we start failing from here, we do look for a 19,200. I'll put this up as a VRE, this one here specifically. Alright, more so $2,010. That is untouched. Then we have the bottom side of the skew of the cone coming into play here at 1731 region. So any failures from up here, we do expect a touch down into here, and furthermore into here. Not much is really in favor of this thing staying bullish, and if it is to be bullish, it would be like cyborg bullish, trying to hold above this $2,412 mark. If you can do that, you do have the opportunity to break the cone. Problem is, volatility is high, and there's no chance for another green patch of low volatility up here, where we can put the cone on and know that we don't have to use this historical data in this cone. We can start a fresh one. A little bit of a tough one for Ethereum, but there are further down targets just like BTC. Maybe we go and we pop it onto the ETH dominance chart. Let me just see where that's going. Let's go throw up Ethereum dominance. That's a sneaky pump. Where's its daily mean? Daily mean is to the upside, but it did sort of break through it. This is more than likely an untouched daily mean down here. Not really. Okay. Dominance, if it's below 1865, bearish. If it's above 1865, can look for, where's the closest yellow? Monthlies are down, nothing amazing. You're looking for a monthly return, which will be down here at 18%. Now that gets us back to those spot numbers that we are getting. If you found this information helpful, please do like and subscribe. That is your long-term pivot to the downside is from 2288. Much love, African Crypto Warlord out. There are some other videos you can have a look at. Did Bitcoin yesterday, more than likely do Sol this evening, or for a Sol Sunday session, we will see. Ciao, ciao.